Today, my fellow humans, you're going to learn how the 7th of October events were easily preventable and how a concentration camp has been hiding in plain sight for the past 17 years. Here's a brief on the story of Gaza. In 1948, with the support of the British Mandate, Zionist settlers, mostly from Europe, declared the occupation of Palestine and the establishment of a Jewish state. And the ethnic cleansing began. Hundreds of thousands of Palestinians were expelled from their towns and villages. Some were displaced internally, while others were forced to flee to other neighboring Arab countries. A large number of Gazans now are originally refugees who were ethnically cleansed from other parts of Palestine. In 1967, Israel invaded the West Bank and the Gaza Strip, the remaining parts of Palestine. They built illegal settlements there, inhabited by armed civilians. Several decades and uprisings later, in 2006, Israel dismantled its illegal settlements and put Gaza on a total blockade. The whole city was besieged by land, air, and sea. And the circumstances of the siege got more brutal by the day. Let's take a look at how life has been in the concentration camp called Gaza for the past 17 years. Over 2 million people are imprisoned behind a militarized fence enforced with barbed wires, 24/7 heavy surveillance networks with drones, and lethal no-go zones on land, air, and sea. One can only imagine the suffocating living conditions in Gaza, stuck in one of the most densely populated areas in the world, with limited hours of electricity and mostly contaminated water. Around you is a collapsed economy that's entirely controlled by Israel, with all borders closed and exports banned. That leaves you with very limited options for dreams and ambitions. Due to the siege, unemployment rate is at 50%, while 80% of Gazans are living in poverty and in need of aid. And to make the siege even more wicked, Israel uses mathematical equations to determine the absolute minimum humanitarian requirements to prevent a population from thriving and push the well-beings of Gazans physically, psychologically, and intellectually to deteriorate over time. More than 90% of Palestinian children in Gaza are malnourished and anemic. Israel's also been regularly bombarding Gazan civilians with increasing aggression and internationally forbidden weapons over the years. It's estimated that more than 20,000 Palestinians have been killed by Israel in Gaza since 2005 alone. Almost half of these are children. There were many incidents of firing missiles on fishing boats for no reason, like the shooting of 4 young children from the same family in 2014, and the shooting of 7 members of the same family in 2006. They want you to believe that the problem started on October 7, but after decades of apartheid and ethnic cleansing and occupation and dehumanization, escalation was bound to happen. Palestinians will not give up on their land and their rights. And they have all the right, which is recognized internationally, to defend themselves against the occupation and the blockade. We must save the people of Gaza. and put an end to their ongoing Holocaust?
I'm speechless. I don't know what to say. I don't know what should I say. But believe me, it's the most sadness that Gaza ever had.